Hello everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. Today we are going to be checking out what your person wants to say to you. Okay, we're going to get some messages from your person cards out here, and then we will get into the current energy of the connection between you and your person. With that said, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. And with that said, for pile 1, we have blue goldstone. For pile 2, we have rose quartz. And for pile 3, we have labradorite. Hello, my pile 1s, my blue goldstone pile. Let's take a look at what your person wants to say to you. Okay, we're going to pull cards from a few different decks for messages. So let's see, my pile 1s, what does your person want to say to you? I've looked you up online to see what you've been up to. You inspire me. I should have been more honest with you about how I was feeling at the time. I can't handle your words right now. My heart is telling me just do it. And I'm finally feeling the consequences of my actions. Okay, now let's grab this second deck. Let's see what else your person has to say. You're the only person who truly gets me. I care too much about what others think right now. You're all I've ever wanted. We have, I need to go my own way for a while. I look at your picture often. And I miss the feel of you next to me. And now, for the final batch of messages, a little deck that I made myself. Only get like 2 or 3 cards from this one. Oop. And straight to the floor, we have, I feel like you don't even want this anymore. I have too much going on right now. And I hope you know how much I love you. I'm just going to quickly clean this up before we move on to the current energy. So while I start shuffling here, I will say that one thing I feel like has come up a couple of times within this is that this person is keeping up with you or keeping tabs on you. They're looking at your social media. That I've looked you up online. I look at your picture often. This person does seem to be keeping tabs or keeping track of you. Another thing I will say is it seems as though there were some missed opportunities within this connection. This person's feeling the consequences of that. This person's not quite sure of what to say to you or how to rectify things. This person feels like perhaps you have moved on with that. I feel like you don't even want this anymore. When we see that I care too much about what others think right now, a lot of times that card is indicative of other people in your life know what this person has done or know the opportunities that this person has missed. And that's another thing that's making them apprehensive or hesitant about either reaching out to you again or trying to start something romantically with you again. They know that they've missed out on opportunities to be with you, or they know that something went awry within this connection. And that's part of the reason why there's this hesitancy. I need to go my own way for a while could definitely be an indication that this person and you are struggling right now, or are in separation right now, or that communication between the both of you has been a struggle. And that's about that. So let's see. It's quite clear that this person still has feelings for you, like still has like a candle lit for you type of thing. Let's get some cards out here in regard to the current energy between you and your person when it comes to this connection. Okay, we've got the friend zoned card. And I do feel like for some of us, again, maybe this current energy, maybe some of it is confirmation for some of us, but that friend zoned card, still friends, just friends, someone like someone else, but only as a friend and not relationship material. I don't necessarily feel like it's that not relationship material, because I feel like perhaps for some of us, what occurred here in the past is that we got friend zoned by this person. And now this person's regretting that friend zone that they put us in. You know, now you feeling like it's kind of like they might have rejected you, or they might not have gone after you when they had the chance. And now that they've done that, or maybe now that some time has passed, they're regretting their actions. And they're feeling the consequences of their inaction, or the consequences of their inaction, perhaps throughout time, when it comes to this connection between you and them, has now perhaps caused for you to only look at them as a friend. And it's caused for you to move on from the connection. So I hope that that does make sense, or at least confirms, or is some confirmation for some of us in regard to this connection. Okay, we have missing you. Again, I would say that this would indicate that there is perhaps no contact going on here. Maybe we are in separation from this person. And maybe for many of us, things are just not the same as they once were. Especially if this was someone that was a close friend or a friend of yours. You know, that missing you card, so sad, lonely or alone, physical separation, let go and move on, thinking of each other and you. And I do feel like it's funny, because one of these messages cards has a message that actually says this, but it's reminding me of one of these cards. I think it's the black, well, they're both black and white, but I think it's this deck that has this message of, I still remember the good times we shared. And I feel like that's definitely something that your person's reminiscing about. You know, there's a little hint of nostalgia when it comes to let's say, some of us in regard to this connection. You know, where we are missing each other. We're missing the fact that things aren't the way that they once were. We're maybe missing the connection, or the romantic connection that we once had with this person, if this is about an ex-partner. But for some of us that were maybe friends with this person, and this person kept missing out on their opportunities, we could have very well eventually moved on. We might have already let go and moved on from this person, or we've been very much so trying to do so. And there could be something that just continually draws us back toward this person, even though we've dealt with their inaction, or we've dealt with these missed opportunities throughout time. Okay, and we've got the sleep on it card. Think before you speak, get rest, don't sabotage, call it a day, need a break, and sleep deprived. I feel like the strongest things from those cards are perhaps the need a break, and also the thinking before you speak, because again, we get this indication that there might be some type of separation or low or no contact thing going on here. We might be taking a break from this person. We might have had to take a break from this person for our own mental health. Especially if at times this person has given us some types of mixed signals, etc. That don't sabotage, I feel like, is your person, you know, wanting you back in their life, but also not wanting to sabotage it with the same shitty behavior they might have perpetuated in the past. And lastly, that thinking before you speak, I feel like, is absolutely what your person is doing right now. Your person wants to reach out to you. They know that that is what they need to do, but they're certainly apprehensive about it for a variety of reasons. Okay, we've got girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, and having fun. And let's get one last card out here. We have the siren, alluring, seductive, enticing, mysterious, threatening, vindictive, rebellious. I don't really feel like it's the threatening, vindictive, rebellious, but I do feel like for some of us in regard to this connection, things have always been a bit mysterious. You know, like things, we've never really been quite on the same page. There's certain conversations we should have had that we never had. I feel like we both can't let each other go entirely, but for the most part, even with that girl talk card, We're trying to enjoy our singlehood, and maybe part of what your person's seeing when they're checking out your social media is you enjoying your singlehood. And that's another reason why they're feeling like you don't want this anymore with them. You know, for me, the two of you keep getting allured back to one another. There's a lot of attraction. I feel there's probably a ton of chemistry between you and this person. But this person, based on their own actions in the past with you, whether it was that they friend zoned you, whether it was that they lied to you about something else, but for many of us, I feel like this person did not let you know how serious they were about you, or it's that classic case of not knowing what they had until you walked away. And I feel like their inaction throughout time has caused for you to move on. And now they are watching you move on and enjoy your life. And I feel like the current energy of this connection is that this person feels like now they are the one who was friend zoned. This person is missing you. They're keeping tabs on you, apparently. This person is apprehensive to reach out, even though they think of it very often and they think of you very often. And they're seeing you move on with your life. I hope that this makes sense in some way, shape, or form. My pile ones, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend. Hello, my pile twos, my rose quartz pile. Let's take a look at what your person wants to say to you. Okay, we have something is still missing for me, and I am trying to figure out what it is. I've never forgotten about you, even though you think I have. I can't ignore the signs I'm receiving any longer. I still love you. Seeing you reminds me of the things I know deep down, and that is not always easy to deal with. And I wish I could take back the things that I said. Now, let's get some cards from another deck. I know I made a huge mistake. Oh, this card wanted to come out. I just got caught up in the moment. I just want you to be happy. My family and upbringing are a bigger factor than I realized. I am trying to think of what I want to say to you. And I'm still haunted by my actions. Now, one last deck, a little deck that I created. Let's see what else this person has to say. We have got, I feel like you could do better. Straight to the floor. How many times do I have to apologize? And more card, another card, straight to the floor. I want to reach out to you, but I know I've hurt you too badly in the past. I am going to quickly clean this up, and then we will get some cards out here for the current energy. Okay, my pile two. So clearly something went very awry within this connection. For some of us, we could have dealt with this person cheating on us, betraying on us in some way. They could have also been abusive in some ways as well. Okay? When it comes to that, something is still missing for me, and I'm trying to figure out what that is. That could, of course, be indicative of this person having commitment issues. And this could be commitment issues in a cheating type of way. This could be commitment issues in a not giving you their time, effort, and energy type of way. But since this person seems to be apologetic, wishing that they could take back the things that they said, not really wanting to remember your past together because of how painful it was. Like, this person has seen some sides of you that they don't even, let me take that back. I said it the wrong way. This person, You have seen some sides of this person that this person is not proud of. And that's why seeing you reminds them of the things they know deep down, and that's not easy for them to deal with. It's basically this message of like, this person is very much so haunted by their actions. This person knows that they definitely perpetuated some toxic and perhaps even abusive patterns when the both of you were together. And this person is very uncomfortable with the fact that they are that person. And they're uncomfortable with the fact that you've seen them act as that person. You know, they know deep down that there's a part of them that either still acts that way or still has the capability of acting in whatever way they acted with you. And that's something that makes them uncomfortable. That's something that's not easy for them to deal with. Okay, they know that they've made a mistake. But even that one card right in the center there, how many times do I have to apologize? It does lead me to feel like this person, even though they know there's something wrong with them, and even though they wish they could take it back, they want you to be happy, they know they made the mistake, they're haunted by what they've done to you, etc. and so on. It still just gives off this vibe of almost frustration. Like, how many times do I have to apologize for what I've done in the past? And with that, at times it's like, well, why can't you just let me be happy and move on with my life? Why are you trying to infiltrate my life again? If this person acted in some very shitty ways toward you. When we have that, I've never forgotten about you, even though you think I have. Of course, for some of us, this could be confirmation that this is somebody from our distant past. I also feel like there's a chance that you wouldn't even really think that this person is still thinking about you because of how badly they treated you. Like, let's say if anybody had trauma inflicted upon them within this connection, it was clearly you. And then this person dipped. My family and my upbringing are a bigger factor than I realized. I feel like that could be an indication of past trauma of their own, things that they've witnessed during their childhood and their adolescence, things that, not like they didn't know that it was wrong, but things that they were conditioned, or ways in which they were conditioned to behave due to their childhood and their upbringing, due to what it is that they witnessed in other people's relationships around them when they were growing up. There could definitely be some past conditioning on their end. It's not an excuse, but that could be part of the reason why their behavior was so poor when the both of you were together. Just all in all, again, I'll go back to, I think, the first sentence that I said when I came back after cleaning up these cards, which is that something went very, very awry within this relationship. Let's get some cards out here for the current energy of this connection. Okay, we've got the Runner. Runner in a codependent relationship. Fear of intimacy, listening to ego. Okay, this person certainly, I think I just said it before, this person certainly dipped. It's kind of like they did their damage and then they dipped. They're very into their ego. There's definitely a fear of intimacy. They perhaps were not a very good communicator, and when they were communicating, it was a lot of lying, and in general, fears of commitment when it comes to this connection. Okay, and as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. If this does not sound like a connection that you were ever in, then this is just perhaps not your pile, but take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, we have got teasing, flirtatious, having a crush, playing, having fun, keep it airy, enjoying each other, joking around. And we've got try me, not in the mood. The answer is no. Pissed off, on the chopping block, fed up, and things need to change. I feel like perhaps these two cards together, of course, this could be partly the current energy. Like maybe your person thinks that maybe this person thinks that if they come in with a certain type of attitude, all of their mistakes will be forgiven. Maybe this person thinks if they're able to flirt or keep things light with you, that you're going to accept them back into your life. But I feel like between you yourself and what their fears are is that you're not in the mood for their little playful behavior, that you're fed up with them still. You know, and even if you're not, let's say this is very distant past. We're not angry about it anymore. We've moved on, we've healed, we've evolved, etc. I feel like this person knows just hearing from you is not something that you want to deal with. Or like this person knows that you hearing from them is not something that you want to deal with. I keep screwing things up. I keep messing up my words with this pile, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like they know that they can't just play these games with you anymore. You're not going to put up with it. You very much so seem to have separated yourself from this person. And this person knows that if they were to try to come back, if they were to, they know that A, you're not going to fall for their bullshit. And B, even if they weren't trying to perpetuate any of these past toxic patterns, they still know that you do not want to hear from them. So I hope that that makes sense. For some of us, my pile twos, we've got Splitsville. Leaving quickly or decisively, the relationship is devolving or ending, not keeping in touch, and time alone. And we also have the Mask card. I feel like even though we're pulling for current energy, I feel like we are picking up on perhaps, and maybe for some of us this isn't distant past. Maybe for some of us this is something that just happened. You know, that could be why this is so much so in the current energy. But for some of us too, I feel like this could be distant past, and this is more so describing what it was like to be with this person when you were with them. But for others, this could very well be current energy. We could have just had a situation with someone that betrayed us. We could have just had a situation where our relationship or our connection devolved very rapidly. And part of the reason why was the mask that your person was wearing began to slip. So whether this is distant past or something that very recently happened to you, I do feel like even perhaps part of the way that this person was abusive was there could have been a lot of emotional manipulation. There could have been gaslighting within this connection. This person could have hidden or lied very key things about themselves. Just in some way, shape, or form, there was absolutely betrayal or betrayal of your trust that occurred within this connection. This person's haunted by it. This person doesn't feel good about themselves. This person knows that you have seen them without their mask on. And while this person is thinking of what it is that they want to say and wishing that they could change things and wishing that we could, forgive and forget the situation here, this person very much so knows that you're not going to put up with them or their behavior any longer. I hope that this makes sense in some way, shape, or form. I hope that, please take whatever resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it just simply is not meant for you. But I do hope that for some of us, it gave some type of confirmation or clarity, my pile twos. Thank you so, so much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend. Hello, my pile threes, my Labradorite pile. Let's get some cards out here. Let's get some messages from your person. Okay, my pile threes. Let's see, what do they want to say to you? I'm not the same person that you remember. I feel damaged, like I just can't do this. Your beauty still moves me. I want to be authentic. I am no longer afraid. Your words linger in my mind. We will get one more card out here. And we have, please don't take what happened personally. It's not you, it's me. get some cards from another deck. I don't know if I'm cut out for this. I was reminded of your scent recently. I feel too much pressure right now. Nope. I keep comparing others to you. It really was me, not you. Okay, so some more reassurance there. And I will come back for you. Let's get just 2 or 3 more cards from this little deck that I made. Okay, we have Stop Chasing Me. I'll come back when I'm ready. Could you forgive me? Could we begin again? And I'm too shy to make a move. Okay, my pile 3s. Let me quickly readjust these cards a little bit, and then we will start shuffling and pulling for the current energy of the connection. Okay, my pile 3s. While I was readjusting the cards, I found this card on the floor. I know it might be too late by the time I figure things out. So, my pile 3s, I feel like this person is someone who things never really got off the ground at times within this connection. Even if you had a full-fledged romantic relationship with this person, I feel like they weren't capable of prioritizing you, or they weren't committing their time, effort, and energy to the connection. Even what it is that you have to forgive them for, and if the both of you could begin again, it could be maybe because they were running. You know, maybe they had difficulty committing to you. That's part of the reason why this person feels damaged. That's part of the reason why this person doesn't know if they're cut out for this. I feel like something that definitely affected this connection could have been that your person was trying to feel more settled, stable, secure within their own life, and they perhaps prioritized their work or their career over this romantic connection. I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunities. I feel like there's a very strong chance that the two of you are either no contact or have limited contact with one another. This person wants to be authentic. They no longer are afraid, but I feel like their fear does hold them back. I feel like they do have a lot of responsibility on their plate, and I feel like in the past, they definitely had a lot of pressure on them. And something that they let fall by the wayside was either this connection or this relationship with you. And they know that it was their fault. They say it twice here. You know, they say it twice. Like, it wasn't you, it was me. And I feel like a huge thing that was going on in their life, or maybe even for some of us where this is more recent, a huge thing that is currently going on in their life is that they are trying to establish themselves in some way, shape, or form. And for me, where that makes the most sense is within their career. They want to come back to you. They can't stop comparing others to you, but they also acknowledge the fact that it might be too late by the time they figure out their own life. You know, by the time that this person gets their shit together, you could very well be in a happy, healthy relationship with someone else because this person took so long to get themselves ready for this connection or for this relationship. Okay, so I hope that makes sense in some way, shape, or form. That's the vibes that I am picking up on so far. But let's get some cards out here in regard to the current energy of this connection. We have destructive habits. Maybe for some of them, we have like addictions to gambling, alcohol, or sex negatively impacting relationships, toxic thinking, or behavior. So, of course, for some of us, they could have had very destructive or toxic habits that they were perpetuating. Maybe part of what this other thing that they were so focused on was something like gambling or drinking too much or going out with friends. At the end of the day, they were incapable of prioritizing you, and they were incapable of committing their time, effort, and energy to you. Part of that could very well deal with destructive habits that they had that were, unhealthy or addictive for them. Part of it could also be that toxic thinking or behavior of this person being incapable of committing any time to you because they were so busy trying to settle themselves down or establish themselves in their own life. But sometimes I do feel like that's toxic, like a little bit of toxic thinking, like when somebody's so overly focused on money or so overly focused on settling down or establishing themselves that they don't even consider prioritizing or being a part of or putting time, effort, and energy into their partner. That's certainly a possibility of something that occurred here, is that this person perpetuated a lot of toxic thinking or toxic behaviors in the sense of, or in regard to them not giving you any of their time or their effort because they were so focused on all of these other things taking place within their life. Again, hope that acts as some bit of confirmation for some of us. Let's get a couple more cards out here. Okay, we have Mr. or Miss Fix It. Don't try to fix others. Heal yourself to attract the best partner, people-pleasing, and trust the process. And I feel like perhaps, too, of course, this could be current energy. The current energy, of course, is telling you, like, you can't fix this person. This person has to fix themselves. This person has to figure out their own life. This person has to get their own shit together, etc., and so on. Especially right now, this person wants you to stop chasing them. They'll come back once they finally figured their shit out. But I also feel like this card could be indicating what it was like when the both of you were perhaps dating, or when the both of you were closer than maybe you are right now, where you were trying to offer them. And again, this is going to, I think, act as confirmation for some of us. So take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. But I feel like some of us really tried to show this person the utmost of support. We understood that they were going through a difficult time at work, or we understood that they were having difficulty breaking up or breaking ways with some of their more so toxic behaviors. Like we were trying to help this person. We were doing our very best to be a supportive partner or supportive friend to this person. We did whatever it is that we could do. And for some of us, we might feel like all of that effort that we put in trying to support or help this person or guide this person, we feel like a lot of that went unappreciated. A lot of us might feel like this person shit on us for that. Like we might feel like this person took all of our help, maybe or maybe not did anything with it. But at the end of the day, the result was the same. This person parted ways with us while we were doing everything that we possibly could to support them. Or even while we were doing everything that we could to commit our time, effort, and energy and to prioritize them, despite us all living very busy lives. So whatever the case might be, it just seems like to me you've tried, or in the past, you absolutely were trying to support this person, trying to solve their problems. And it just seems like to me this a huge part of the reason why you might be feeling hurt within this connection is because a lot of that help or support or that guidance that you gave them either went unlistened to or went unappreciated, or they never quite accepted your help. They never quite saw that the both of you could do this together. That if they were, let's say, going through a difficult time in their career, that they could lean on you. Whether that was for emotional support or some type of financial support, it doesn't matter. This person wasn't very accepting of the help that you were trying to give them. It's almost like they rejected your supportiveness. And I just want to stress too that this does not mean that you were handing over financial support to them. This could very well mean that you were just trying to be a supportive and loving and kind partner. That you were trying to show them how much you cared, how much they could confide in you, etc., and so on. And again, that a lot of that went perhaps unappreciated. Okay, we have the mirror card. So we have mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, and introspection. Let's get a couple more cards out here. I feel like first and foremost, this card is perhaps bringing up, I don't really so much feel like the two of you are like mirroring one another. If anything, I feel like you're perhaps trying to move on from this connection at this point in time. But I feel like with that mirror card bringing up the introspection and the relationships reflect our wounds. I don't know, for me, what it's mainly bringing up is how you tried to get this person to see themselves in a new light, or to see their life in a new light, or you tried to give this person some perspective, you tried to give this person some help or some support, etc., and so on, whatever the case might be. And I feel like this person, ran away from that. Like they ran away from that supportiveness that you were trying to give them. They couldn't wrap their mind around the both of you working forward toward the same goal. This person was too focused, let's say, on themselves in some type of way. I hope that makes sense in some way, shape, or form. That's just the vibe that I got when it comes to this card. Let's get a couple more cards out here. We have deal breakers. List and adhere to your deal breakers. The universe will support you staying true to you. And lastly, we have leveling up. You deserve the best, major improvement, doing inner work, dealing with past hurts. Now, I do feel like this is something that your person is doing. We see evidence of that in a couple of different ways. I'm not the same person that you remember. I want to be authentic, etc., and so on. The fact that they want to come back to you. Whatever the case might be, I feel like at the same time, it's so important that you yourself know that you are deserving of and worthy of the best. That you yourself are doing the inner work and dealing with the past hurt that this connection perhaps, brought you. So for me, one thing that I want to focus on is that deal breakers card, because this sort of message has been coming out a lot in personal readings and collective readings, etc., and so on. I've been getting this message for months. And that deal breakers card for me is going to bring up literally making a list of what it is that you want, need, deserve, and desire within a romantic connection. Not only that, but think about what it is that you truly never want to settle for again. Think about what your deal breakers are. Figure out what your non-negotiables are. And stick to it. Stick to it. Adhere to your deal breakers. Adhere to this list of what it is that you want, need, deserve, and desire within a romantic connection. And think about it. Reflect upon it. Introspection, meditate on it, use your powers of introspection and meditation and reflection to think about what it is that you truly want and need in regard to your love life. Because I do feel like how this person keeps comparing others to you, I feel like once you take that list and you compare it to this person, it'll be much easier for you to realize that it's time for us to move on, and it's time for us to recognize and to know that we deserve more than what this person has offered us. And with this person, in some ways, yes, they've grown, or they've done their inner work, or they've dealt with their past hurts. But in other ways, they still fall back into that same habit. They don't know if they're cut out for this. They're still feeling too much pressure. They still feel like they're damaged, and they just can't handle the romantic relationship or having a partner and being able to commit their time, effort, and energy to them. I hope that this makes sense. I hope that we do make a list for ourselves of what it is that we want and what it is that we never, ever, ever want to deal with again. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend. Thank you so, so much, my pile threes. And I hope that everybody has a great day.